Power Plant Gym. We're going to be going over the hip thrust. This is often referred to as a barbell hip thrust if you're using bar across your lap. We call it a glute bridge with your back on the bench. You're going to see a lot of different names for it and different kinds of technique for this. The way that we prefer to do it here is what I'm about to show you. So I'm going to have Aaron set up on the bench with the bottom of his shoulder blades lined up at the edge of the bench. And I want to have him actually start at the top of the bridge because it's going to be a little easier to find your position this way. So bottom of his shoulders are on the edge of the bench, and then I have his feet at about the same width that he's going to be squatting, so a little wider than his hips. We're wanting to think about this as a hinging pattern. So hinging meaning I'm going to pretty much fold my body in half, as opposed to a pelvic tilt where just my hips are moving. I want to keep my body pretty much as one unit in the top and one unit in the bottom. So with that in mind, in the hinging pattern, I'm going to have Aaron pick his shoulders up while he drops his hips down. So his core is staying nice and stable. We don't have any tilting going on in the hips. His back is flat and his core is stable this whole time. He's going to be at about 90 degrees, or would be a little bit lower than parallel if he was doing a squat. And you'll notice his spine is neutral from the top of his head all the way down through his tailbone. So then I'm going to have him squeeze his glutes, come back up to the top. Big squeeze in the glutes at the top, and you'll notice as he did that, his shoulders came back down, and now he's looking up towards the ceiling. So he's going to be looking up, and then as he comes back down again, he's going to be looking forward. So we're moving this whole upper body as one unit. Another way to think about it is imagine a pole going right through from the top of your head all the way through your tailbone, and we're moving that whole piece this way. So I'm also going to have Aaron just do one rep here where he drops his hips first instead. So he has a good start position here, but then he's going to use a pelvic tilt. This is not what we want. So you can see his hips are dropping down, his shoulders are still on the bench, his head's still on the bench. You're going to feel a lot of lower back if that happens. We want to not be feeling a lot of lower back in this movement. It should be mostly glutes and hamstrings. So as he drops down, again, we're hinging, not tilting. The other option that we have to add some difficulty to this and add a little bit more glute engagement is going to be to put a band around the knees. So Aaron has a hip circle here. You can use a regular mini band, you can double up a regular band, a few different options with that. And then the band is going right above his knees. Setup is going to be exactly the same, but now what we're doing is using this band for some feedback. So he's going to keep pushing his knees actively against that band the whole time. Movement pattern stays exactly the same. The difference here is that you're going to feel a little bit more engagement in the glutes, especially like towards the outside more, but the movement pattern is exactly the same as it was before he put the band on. So this is our glute bridge with the back on the bench. Again, you might see some other variations. This is the one that we prefer as it really focuses on the hinging pattern, a nice stable core, and that engagement through glutes through the whole movement.